Okay, good morning. It is another beautiful morning in Winter Haven, Florida. I don't want to jinx it, but this is day 63 and we've not had rain one morning. So I don't know, just note that maybe it doesn't rain in Florida in the summer in the mornings. But I've got my tickle trunk today, so you know there's going to be a good surprise in this episode. And I was thinking about, I've noticed the patterns that are happening as I'm going through my journals. I've been journaling almost every day for over 30 years, and these are my insights from what I've learned. So here we are almost halfway through the 1997, and I've noticed that there are some great reminders of projects that I had done. And one of those that I was very proud of was this Today's Homeowner After Sale Service Kit. You know, we've been talking about this idea of nurturing lifetime relationships with your clients, and I hadn't yet come up with the words for the before unit, the during unit, and the after unit, but we had the 7-step process that goes from selecting your target market all the way to nurturing lifetime relationships. And later, I would add an 8th, what became the 8 profit activators of orchestrating referrals. But this is certainly one of those things. And as I'm looking through, I'm realizing I'm seeing the influence of many things in action here. So how this came about is I was flying from Toronto to Ottawa, and I was getting on the plane, and in the lounge, they had a magazine that I had never seen before called Today's Homeowner. And it was a really great magazine. I started looking through, and there's all kinds of great home improvement projects and things that were all home related. And my immediate thought was, this is a great tool. This would be great for realtors to give to their clients. So I conceived this idea on the flight from Toronto to Ottawa that what if I put together a whole kit where people could send Today's Homeowner magazine along with their newsletter and do it in partnership with other local businesses who wanted to reach homeowners, and look through the pages of the magazine and the projects that are described in there, have a directory where you could have a local landscaper or a local deck builder or a local whatever that was featured in the magazine. So by the time I landed in Ottawa, I had kind of the whole idea fleshed out, and that I was there for the weekend. I got back on that Monday, and I realized as I'm thinking about this now that I don't know what gave me, but I had the audacity, let's call it, to track down Today's Homeowner magazine in New York City. They're one of the divisions of another big publisher. And I called them up and I just proposed my idea of what could we do in terms of being a bulk subscription seller to help people buy 50 or 100 subscriptions at a time. And, I reached out, I got had a great conversation, and they made a really nice thing that we were able to get the magazines for 87 cents an issue with a $3 retail cover charge. And so I went to work putting together the concept of how, as a by referral only member, you could put together your after sale service kit. And I created this whole little booklet. Remember what I was saying? I needed the 11 by 17 printer. That's what this was for, so that I could make in my house these 11 by 17 booklets folded into magazines without having to go anywhere to get them. So I looked at this. Here we go. Here's everything you need to get started right now with your by referral only Today's Homeowner After Sale Service program. And as I'm looking through this, I'll just kind of go through some of the pages for you. I explained the whole things. Here are some simple step-by-step instructions for using your after-sales service kit. Step 1, prepare your database in advance. Step 2, mail a letter to your clients announcing your gift subscription. There's the actual letter. You can partner with local business owners to bring value-added bonuses with your clients each month. Now, part of this, I see the combination, and there was the service sheet that I was talking about. Here's where to get it. If you like the products and services you see in the magazine, here's where you can get them locally. And we'd have room for business cards and a letter that you could send to businesses to explain what you're doing. I mean, I had the whole thing laid out for everybody. And I look at this, and boy, this was a lot of work to put this together, but I smile when I see it because I recognize in the pages of this the influence of Jerry Ballinger and Jeffrey Lant, and bringing my own thinking into something here, right? Like what Jerry Ballinger taught me was the value of learning how to design, learning how to lay out stuff like this. So he encouraged me and Eben, and Eben's got the same skill set that I do because we sort of interned at the feet of a legend like that, Jerry Ballinger, and learning how to do layouts that are, very easy to read, very good looking, and using Jeffrey Lant's cash copy mindset of being crystal clear. And I think about cash copy as more than just like a marketing book. I look at it as a book on crystal clear communication in the service of creating an outcome for somebody. So being crystal clear on what to do. Step 3, select client-centered local businesses to partner with in offering a value-added bonus to your clients, and then explain that whole thing. And I learned there was a great book by Robin Williams, not Robin Williams, the actor, but Robin Williams, the designer, called The Non-Designer's Design Book. And to this day, she outlines like the basic things that you need to know. And I see these evidenced in here is contrast, the difference between the headline type and the thing, the consistency of the same size headline font in the same position on every page. So that consistency is there in repetition. Alignment, I learned that everything needs to align with something else. If I look through things and I see that people are sort of willy-nilly putting things on there, or there's inconsistencies in things, I'm always reminded that alignment is an important part of this, and proximity of how to make things apply, how to make things group together visually. And so, man, I look at this and I just go back to such a great time. And then here, of course, here's the sales letter that we included for all of our members to introduce the idea to them. So I think about this as a big portion of what I was doing in that sort of first half of 1997. And I look at this as, evidence of focusing on one thing, one project, taking it to completion, and having something to show for it. And that brings up another great lesson that tomorrow I'm going to talk about why people don't do what they could do. So let's leave it at this for today, and tomorrow tune in because I'm going to talk about why people don't do what they could do. I got a funny email the other day from Rick. It says, Dean, question. are you saying you can teach me to make fat stacks by hanging out at a pub, drinking coffee like you? And I laughed to myself because I was thinking, yes, I can do that. That's what I do. Is the funny thing, what I really realized is that every idea that I've had, every dollar that I've made over the last 30 years has gone through my brain, through my pen, onto a piece of paper in my journal before it went out into the real world. And if I can turn people onto that activity as a driver for what to do, what to think about, what to ask yourself to draw out, what the next most valuable action is for you, and how to find the most profitable things that you can install in your business, I'm all for it. So this Friday at 1 p.m., I'm going to do, for the first time, a 50-minute profit finder workshop. And you're going to join me live on Zoom, and we're going to go through a 50-minute exercise. Bring your pen, bring a notebook or piece of paper, and I'm going to guide you through a thinking process that will help you identify where the lowest hanging fruit is in your business, and maybe some fruit that you didn't even know was there, but I'm going to show you where to look for it. So it's free. It's for you. It's Friday at 1 p.m. this Friday. Just watch. Go to, what did we call the website, Josh?
50-minute profit finder.
Just go to 50minuteprofitfinder.com and I'll get you all the details, and hopefully you can join us then Friday, 1 p.m.